Fighting games are full of powerful characters. Gods, cyborgs, demons, a guy who punches through time itself, you name it. But what if we put some of the creepiest monsters from survival horror into the King of Fighters? Would they be balanced? Of course not, but they'd still fit nicely as broken opponents among legacy SNK bosses. Today we're looking at 5 terrifying creatures from horror games that would be absolutely broken in KOF, either because of their unfair abilities or because you just can't zone something that doesn't care about death. Pyramid Head isn't just iconic, it's an unstoppable nightmare. It doesn't dodge, it doesn't run, it just walks toward you, dragging a sword bigger than Rugal's ego. In KOF, it'd be a slow juggernaut, immune to stagger, chip, or knockdown. His sword swings would have absurd priority and guard crush built in. Imagine trying to zone him with Ash. He'd just walk through it all, then delete your HP with 1 or 2 hit swings. A super, a cinematic grab that ends with you being pushed into a meat grinder. And that's not the worst thing Pyramid Head could do to his opponents. Since he wields a giant sword, some might think he'd be a better fit for Samurai Showdown, but some show characters are already part of KOF, so why shouldn't he be? If Lisa Trevor made it to KOF, the match would be over before it even started, because you can't kill what's already dead. In Resident Evil, she literally can't die. Bullets don't work. Fire doesn't work. She just keeps coming. In KOF, she'd be the ultimate grappler, as if Shermie and Diamond had a cursed zombie child. Every time you knock her down, she gets up stronger. Yes, she may be slow and can't run, but that doesn't mean much when you can't stun her or zone her. Her special, a command grab that wraps her opponents in chains and takes away EX meter, in addition of your life of course. Lose to her and her win pose is simply her walking toward you, clearly about to add your face to her growing collection. Don't let the size fool you. Scissor Man is small, fast, and horrifying. He's the original teleporting stalker. In KOF, he'd be pure mix-up chaos. Teleports behind you without warning. Instant cross-ups. Disjointed hitboxes with oversized scissors. Counter specials where he ducks and slices your ankles if you wave a heavy. Think Choi, but if Choi was designed by someone who hates fun and loves suffering. His climax super, he cuts off one of your team partners mid-match. That's gone. Fairness? He doesn't know what that means.
Leslie! Leslie!
Also known as Safe Head, the Keeper is what happens when a heavy weapons guy and a cursed blacksmith merge into a slasher villain. In KOF, he is a step play tank. It sits down exploding bear traps mid-fight, greatly limiting your mobility. Get caught in one, not only will you take damage, you will be stuck in place for several precious seconds. It teleports by leaving a mirror of himself that deals damage if touched like Kukri. He can create clones of himself and boost his offense by sacrificing part of his life. He's basically the love child of Haidan's discipline and versus chaos, just with more hardware and way less mercy.
You're too soft to do what's necessary. That's the difference between you and me will be...
The most human entry on the list, but also the most broken. Krower already fights like a fighting game character, is fast, agile, and has a monster arm that's basically a command normal. In KOF, Krower would be a rushdown monster, dash slashes with armor frames, leap attack that starts air combos, a chargeable super where his arm mutates and hits full screen, and has zoning too in addition of his rushdown abilities. And the worst part, he'd have a counter super that ends in a 50-50 chance guess. Miss it and goodbye HP bar. Totally broken and unfair. SNK bosses would be proud of Krower.
The most important thing in this world is pure, unadulterated power.
So yeah, if SNK ever does a horror crossover, these 5 have no business being on the main roster. They'd break the meta and ruin any sense of balance. But hey, as overpowered boss fights in a special offline mode, now that's a nightmare worth playing. Did I miss any overpowered horror icons you think could ruin KOF? Let me know in the comments. Special thanks to my patrons for their support. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and why not consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching.